This is Ian Katnack, aka the Revolutionary Yogi, and we're here at the beautiful Floyd Lamb in Las Vegas. And today we're going to do a class for Jiu-Jitsu, specifically for the shoulders. With all the Kimuras and all the spider guard, there's so much tension in our shoulders. When I transitioned from Jiu-Jitsu to yoga more as a sport, my shoulders were so tight. People would make all these comments that I could do the splits, but I couldn't even come get into this position. My hands would be like back here. It was crazy what Jiu-Jitsu had done to my shoulders. So I developed a 2-3 times daily shoulder routine that I'm going to show you today. This is good before, after, just throughout the day to really loosen up these shoulders from so much tension, especially if you're a gi player in Jiu-Jitsu, because the grips are just, this is the end of the chain right here, and this is just already tense. So the first exercise we're going to do is a modified sun salutation. Usually we do sun salutations, we're doing this or doing this, and then we fold down. But this one I really like because it hits all parts of the shoulder. So we're going to bring our arms up and we're going to wrap them around the head. And then we're going to do a prayer motion behind the head and swing it out. Prayer motion, then arms up. This is so much more dynamic and so much more helpful. Your arms get so much more behind your head in this version. So let's do 5 more. Next, we're going to grab a band. If you don't have a band, then use a broomstick, PVC pipe, a cord, whatever is a long piece of tape or that's a long length for us to use. So we're going to do some shoulder dislocates, which are one of the best jiu-jitsu exercises because we're really hunched forward in jiu-jitsu, but we need to come back into the anterior pelvis line, the pelvic line. You know, we have to move our back and our chest this way because it's always going this way as we're trying to pass our guard. Or even when we're on our back playing guard, look at where my chest is. It needs to come this way and we need to open up. So you're going to grab your band, your broomstick, your PVC pipe, an electrical cord that's long. Arms come above the head. Bring it back. I like to really lengthen as high as I can and squeeze my shoulder blades together on when I come up. So let's do 10 of these. Inhale on the way up, exhale on the descent. Squeeze the core, stabilize the pelvis so there's not as much movement. Head is up. Okay, there you go. Finish up your last 1 or 2 if you're still doing them. Those are great, but what's even worse is that with the same broom or a different or a looser band, we're going to use a reverse grip. So if you got a handle, a PVC pipe, just take a wider grip and we're going to do some reverse grip shoulder dislocates. So we're going to bring it up again and bring it back. Stabilize the pelvis. Shoulder blades pull in. Focus on external rotation of the elbows. Arms lengthen. Ten reps. 5 more. 4, 3, 2. Okay, now we're finished. Whew. Those are great. Those are going to really open up our chest, which actually reduces upper back pain. One of the biggest causes of upper back pain is our chests are not open, so then we can't really pull back and relax the shoulders. When we're all hunched up like this, look, this is automatically going to be tight. So now we're going to take our, still with our broom, PVC pipe, band, whatever you have, electrical cord, we're going to bring it up, and now we're going to do some seesaws, shoulder seesaws. So you're going to bring, we'll start with the left arm comes forward, and now the right arm is going to come back. We're going to pivot back and forth. Really focusing on the left arm and the lat. Let's do 10 of these also. Switching sides. Right arm comes forward. Keep the head up. 10 reps. 1, 2. Inhale up. Exhale to the side. Oh, okay. That was good. Now we're going to come back to the floor and move into some floor stretches. These are super simple, but we're going to do something called Gomukhasana, which is a hip stretch and also a shoulder stretch. So this will be good for both. So depending on your flexibility, if this doesn't work, just sit in a cross-legged position. But for all the jiu-jitsu guys with flexible hips, we're going to try and line up our knees and sit on our butts. Rest here and become comfortable. Now we're going to do the traditional cow pose. So let's start with the right arm comes up and pats herself on the back. The left arm comes and grabs the right elbow and pulls a little bit tighter. Get that, you really want to have a straight head and the elbow right behind your back of the head. So now let's rotate the arm out. Really focus on this rotation. It'll give you more room and bring it up your back. Now, depending on where you're at, you can either clasp the hands or grab your band PVC pipe or electrical cord and grab on and help wiggle your hands closer together. Focus on keeping the head up and taking this closer. And as you make more progress, you can really start to bind this and focus on your posture. If you want, you can, if your hips have the flexibility, perform a forward fold. Inhaling back up. Exhale down. Now switching sides, left leg comes on top. And we're going to do it all over again. So left arm comes up behind the head. Right hand grabs the elbow, pulls it so our head can be straight, looking up. Good line. The right hand now turns out, thumb down to get room, and comes back and binds. Use your band, your PVC pipe, or whatever you have, an article of clothing, to help tighten this for you. For those who are flexible enough, we're going to forward fold for 5 breaths. If not, just rest in your Gomukhasana position and stretch your shoulders. Exhale. So now we're going to do the traditional eagle arms. Everyone does this all the time, but people are scared, and I don't see anyone really progressing in this pose. And for jiu-jitsu, it's so important, because just sitting like this isn't enough. Our arms are everywhere. Working in Kimura, there's so much movement, and just sitting like this is just stretching one area. So we're going to do our traditional eagle arms to start. So left arm comes above the right arm and hugs ourselves, and we're going to bring our hands together. So depending on where you have the flexibility, if you can't get your hands like this, don't grab it, just chill like this, and this will be fine. It's more about this motion, not about grabbing on. But if you can, use this and press the palms together. So instead of just bringing it over, let's let's make some movements. So let's bring it over to the bottom left and bring it over. Stretch. Relax. Now let's bring it up to the top right and stretch. Nice and easy. Don't push it here. Your shoulders aren't in these positions very often. Relax. Let's bring it up to the top left. Stretch. Now let's bring it down to the bottom right and kind of use the right forearm to rotate the left hand externally as such. Very intense stretch. Do not push this. If you have weak shoulders from jiu-jitsu, you might pop something here. Exhale. Switching legs. Going again. Right arm goes over left arm when we hug ourselves. Coming into eagle arms, let's do first a traditional one. Inhale the arm up a little. Exhale down the middle. Relax. We're going to bring it over to the bottom left. Once again. Or bottom right, I'm sorry. Inhale. Exhale, bring it to the side. Relax. And we're going top left now. Inhale it to the sky. Exhale to the side. Relax. Top right hand, right arm to the right side. Inhale up. Exhale. Now for the final one, be prepared for this. Take it easy. We're going to come to the bottom left and we're going to do an external rotation. Really focus on the hands. You know, if you can get the hands like this, that's even better. Now we're just going to slightly lift the left arm. Be sure to do this on an exhale. So inhale, prepare. Exhale, lift the arm. Release. It's a very intense stretch. Mess around with that. There's so many different variations with that stretch. So now we're going to do some simple binds and some simple back work. So we're going to bring our hand around and place our forearm on our back. Pressing in to our back with our forearm, we're going to focus on bringing the shoulder down and back, but while pressing this down. Now, this should be stretching this very heavily. Press the forearm in as hard as you can, and then try to drop the shoulder and pull it backwards as much as you can as you press the forearm in. This one took some time to learn, but it's one of the most intense shoulder stretches I've ever come across. Switching sides. Right forearm presses into the back pretty hard, and we're going to drop this right shoulder and start pulling it back as we keep pressing this right forearm in. Release. Now we're going to do our first modified puppy pose. Puppy pose is what you see a lot of people do, where your butt's up in the air and you lay down your chin on the ground. That's really good for back bends and like really opening up the back line, but we're focusing on the shoulders today. So this will really help your handstands and your whole jiu-jitsu game. So we're going to come to the fingertips for one, and this time our head's going to plant. So I'll first show you, then I'll add a few modifications to make it even deeper. So hands come out. Hands come out. Butt up. Butt comes up. Come down. This should already feel like enough, but one modification that I like to make is that when you're in this position, tuck the ribs in, which means really try to forward fold this lower body and tuck the navel. That's going to really add this intensity. So I'm going to walk you through that and see how my body shifts when I do that. So I'm normal right here, and I'm about to make the shift. Let's rest in this for about 30 seconds. On the fingertips. Butt in the air. Okay, everyone, let's come out of that posture. Our final posture is going to be probably the most intense shoulder stretch I've come across. Take this one easy. This is in another video I recently did, a yin yoga for jiu-jitsu video. You can hold this as long as you want. I would not recommend doing this in a static way before practice because that's going to weaken your muscles, but after practice or any time else in the day is a great time. So we're going to take our left arm first, we're going to take our right arm first and lay it under our left arm. And we're going to lay our body down and we're going to lay over our left arm and chill. Try to get your chin over your arm and have your bottom arm above your nipple line. The other side, you guys can mess around on both sides with that yourself. Jiu-jitsu is a hard sport on the shoulders, and yoga is one of the best ways to loosen that up. And just general mobility. A lot of these I've never done in yoga, except the cow pose. The key, though, is throughout the day to hit a few postures, and eventually this will start to loosen up your shoulders. Thank you and have a good day.